You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is March 20th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com, and it's the top 5 things to know in the market on Tuesday. First thing to know is pre-market action suggests more pain for Facebook. Facebook shares look set for another down day, with the stock falling 1.3% in the pre-market to trade at 170.30. Shares of the world's most popular social media company plunged 6.8% on Monday, its worst one-day decline in at least 3 years after investors learned Cambridge Analytica, a firm that helped President Donald Trump's 2016 election campaign, had collected and used without permission data from the accounts of millions of users. That sparked concerns over the collection and use of data, especially related to individuals, and prompted speculation it will face more government scrutiny going forward. Indeed, U.S. lawmakers are calling for more regulation of Facebook. Our second thing to know today in the market is global stock struggle after the tech sell-off. Global stock markets continued their struggle for a second day as investors weighed the latest headwinds to technology companies and braced for the first rate hike of the year from the Federal Reserve. Persistent worries about a global trade war also added to the cautious tone in markets. Most Asian shares ended lower as investors digested the overnight pullback on Wall Street, but China managed to eke out some gains. Third thing to know today is Federal Reserve kicks off its policy meeting. The Federal Reserve begins its 2-day policy meeting today with a decision due Wednesday afternoon. The U.S. Central Bank is widely expected to hike its Fed funds target rate range by a quarter point at Fed Chair Jeremy Powell's first meeting as chairman, which would put it in a range between 1.5% and 1.75%. Powell will meet with the press after the meeting. Fourth thing to know today is oil prices rebound as Middle East tensions persist. Oil prices pushed higher, supported by continued tensions in the Middle East, where strains between Saudi Arabia and Iran remained in focus. New York traded WTI crude futures rose 50 cents, or 0.8%, to $62.63 per barrel, while Brent futures added 52 cents, or 0.8%, to $66.58 a barrel. UK inflation, the fifth thing to know is UK inflation slows to a 7-month low. British inflation was weaker than expected in February, as the impact of the 2016 Brexit vote faded from the figures, easing some of the squeeze on consumers who have seen their pay rise more slowly than prices. The decline took the rate from 3% to 2.7%, the weakest increase since July of last year. The figure was slightly below the median forecast of 2.8%. Our second story today is from CNBC.com. Walmart to bring FedEx shops into 500 of its stores. Walmart is bringing FedEx shops for printing, packing, and shipping into 500 of its U.S. stores, adding to the number of services it offers customers in its race against Amazon. Walmart and FedEx have been testing the arrangement in roughly 50 locations across North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Arkansas, as well as Texas and Colorado. Following a successful pilot program, the small format FedEx office shops will be in 500 Walmart locations within 2 years, the companies announced Tuesday at the Shop Talk conference in Las Vegas. And our third story today is from MarketWatch.com. U.S. soybeans would be China's biggest weapon in a trade war. Import tariffs announced by the Trump administration threaten to spark a global trade war that could put a dent in the U.S. agricultural market, and domestic soybean prices could suffer the most. U.S. trading partners worldwide have threatened to retaliate against tariffs on steel and aluminum, and have voiced similar sentiments about previously announced import tariffs on residential washing machines, as well as solar cells and modules earlier this year. While China could pose the biggest threat to soybean prices, Canada and Mexico could target a broader array of agricultural products with tariffs. The two nations are exempt from the U.S. aluminum and steel tariffs, but U.S. threats to withdraw from the North American Free Trade Agreement have shaken its relationship with its neighbors. Two of the U.S.'s biggest agricultural trading partners for soybeans, such as corn, pork, and vegetables. In 2016, U.S. exports of agricultural products to Canada totaled $23 billion, and to Mexico, $18 billion. Mexico is also the second largest market for U.S. soybeans. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, March 20th, 2018. Your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.